Hello and good evening. Excuse me. All right, I do apologize for that. Someone they didn't know, but I've cleared the space already. Um, but I am going to prepare you for today's reading. Today is a reading to kind of set us for the atmosphere. Give me just another second. Um, because I need to put it on my other channel as well. All right, take two. Thank you all for joining tonight. Tonight, I am doing um, something to kind of set us to see what is the atmosphere that we are working in this year. What are we are dealing with? What are some things, attachments that we needed to get rid of that we have been working to get rid of? How have we and are we and for those who haven't started yet are about to start disrupting the parameters that were set before us. Um, for those that are just tuning in, I've already cleared this space. So I'm going to get in, but after I say a little prayer, I see a little for you. And for those of you, if this is your first time joining, my name is Magoon. I also go by B. And in this space, I am a tool for however spirit decides to use. A lot of people are confused as to what that means, but when you are a spiritual person, you already know what that means. You already know what it comes with, the battles, and that come with it, right? And that's one of the reasons that it kind of inspired me to do this reading, because I was doing some research last night for my other channel. I do have another channel, completely total different topics, but spiritual and healing all the same. And one of the things that I noticed is that there is this huge misconception about spirituality and what that means. What is demonic? What is light? Those things. But that's not what I'm here to talk about, because I'm here to talk about how we are disrupting um, the lies, the falseness that have been placed over our lives, the things that people try to attach to us that is not serving us, that has no weight, holds no weight, but maybe we have believed it to be true and given it power, right? And we do that. We see that most of the time with people who have been bullied. Most of the time, they go through such tremendous things that they actually start to feel valueless. They actually start to feel worthless, and they start to eternalize that, not eternalize that. Well, for some people, it is an eternal thing because they die with that same mindset. But I'm here to let you know that we are not getting that far with you. You will not die in that mess. You will not die with whatever was spoken over you, prayed against you, spelled against you, all of the above. So, without further ado, I'm going to pray and set for the space, the live space. Father in heaven, angels, spirit, Jesus, ancestor spirits, and spiritual guides. I thank you for this space. I thank you for using me as a tool necessary to get the message across to those who will see this and receive this, for those who need to hear this and be relieved of the weight that they have been holding on to this far. I thank you for this time and this space to utilize this gift. And most importantly, I thank you for protecting me and those around me as I deliver this, as they are watching this, so that they may receive what it is that you are saying to them at this moment in time. And let any negative energy that tries to come my way understand that it holds no power. Understand that the person who sent it will receive it back tenfold. Ashe and amen. All right. Now that I have gotten that out of the way, the first thing I wish to address is what are some of the things that we have been healing? Um, what are some of the things that we have been healing that we didn't know that we were healing? These two cards wanted to jump out of my hand immediately when I said that. And it's because sometimes, we could be doing the work and don't realize the progress until someone else mentions it. Um, and that happened to me whenever I was a freshman in college. I was a heavy set. I've gained some weight since then, so don't judge me. But I was a really heavy kid going into college, and I started losing weight. I just started doing a lot of walking. I love to walk, but I started doing that a lot more. And I had a friend of mine that said, hey, what are you doing to lose weight? And I was like, I ain't trying to lose weight. I'm not doing nothing. I'm eating and going to class and enjoying myself. Like, and she said, no, like, look at your face. Like you're losing weight. And she had to take me to the bathroom and show me that I was losing weight. And it's important because a lot of times people will see things about yourself that you don't even see. And the fact that she had to point out to me that I was losing weight as an outsider, I said, oh, wow, like I didn't even notice this about myself, but she did. And so sometimes we can do the work, the correct work, and other people can see how free we are becoming, but we don't see it because we still believe that we are in bondage because of that's all that we've known. That's all that people have placed in our minds and around us. And that was our reality. We know no other reality. So this is why it's important for us to understand what are some of the things that we have been healing that's going to start causing this disruption. I feel like there's going to be one more up, two more cards that fell out of that. And then this one. All right. Oh, Spirit said that there were 7 cards. In Christianity, 7 is noted as the number of completion. So, hey, because 8 would be new beginnings. There we go. That last card is so interesting because it's a part of what I was studying on last night. And so the first card that came out is Fluorite, Natural Beauty and Authenticity. And this card came out upside down. And for this deck, when the card comes out upside down, it means it doesn't mean that it's a negative, but it means that you have to pay attention more because these are oracle cards. And it says, be yourself as God made you naturally, attractive and lovable inside and out. And the reason this is coming out is because for some of you, you have been doing the internal work of loving yourself and accepting yourself for who you truly are. Again, people have placed so many perimeters on us that we will often forget who it is that we are authentically. And Spirit is saying at this time, no, you have been healing this part of yourself. And now you're starting to fully understand your needs, your wants, your likes, your dislikes. You are starting to understand what love looks like for you. You are starting to understand what boundaries you have to place on people, because sometimes when we have been in other people's parameters for so long, we don't even know our own parameters. We don't know what we should put in our boundaries. All we know is that we've been living this life. And Spirit is saying, no longer are you going to suffer that way, because you are becoming who I've designed you to be. The next card that came out, and I have not seen this in so long, like it's amazing. And it's called Watermelon Tourmaline. And it says stress reduction, de stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. Now, I have been watching a few others, and this message have been coming across like nobody's business. It is time for all of us to rest and recharge, because I'm actually move this a little bit, because it is time for us to understand that a part of this next step and where we're going is that we have to be well rested. When you I actually started to think about the army, like right before they go into battle, they rest. They go to sleep and get the rest that they need. Also, if you think about, if you've ever been on a sports team, the first thing is after you practice, you rest, you rehydrate, you make sure you breathe. You if you're in even after we go to the weight room and to the gym, there's a resting period before we go on to the next thing, because you don't want to, in the battlefield, as we say, get out there and tire out. So the thing that Spirit is saying is that I need you to reduce the stress in your life, because not only will your body gets the rest, but it will also rejuvenate your mind. You'll be able to see things clearly. And then the part that really stuck out to me, and I love it, is just schedule. Because what are some things that you have been putting off because you've been attending to other things? That could be your ticket out of whatever situation that you want. Is the fact that you have to have a schedule and a set time to do the thing that Spirit wants you to do, so that you can lead with that and get out of whatever the rut is that is in your life. Um, and then, of course, it says to rest, recharge, and revive. And revive, I just heard, when I said revive, I heard dream. So that lets me know that there are some dreams that need to be revived if they have not been already. And so now is the time where you set your schedule apart so that you can revive this dream, so that you can actually start to work on those dreams, because you can't work on those dreams with a full plate. And I'm thinking about the 10 of wands as I'm saying this, because the 10 of wands is you're literally carrying loads. And if you're carrying so much loads, how do you have the free hands to work on that dream, that goal, the aspiration? How do you have the free time and the free moments to work on that if you're too busy attending to everything else that's stressful? The next card is Dolomite. Stay strong in your faith. A positive outcome is dependent on you keeping a positive mindset. And I'm sorry. Hey, I'm just doing what Spirit tells me to do. So this card right now is talking about how you should stay strong in your faith. What's ironic is that I just talked about this on my other channel, about how when you have a goal, in order to reach that goal, you have to make sure that your faith is strong. You have to make sure that no matter what the situation looks like, you understand that you're going through, and I believe I said this on the last Cards and Conversation. So if you hadn't watched that, please go check that out too. But if spirit is taking a lot of us right now in a place that we can't see. It's like it's smoke is everywhere. Again, let's go back to the battlefield, the armed forces example. So when you're on the battlefield and there's a lot of smoke coming your way, they are literally trained on how to continue to move forward even through the smoke, right? So even through the smoke, the mist, however you want to paint it, you have to move forward. You do not have the luxury and the chance anymore to say, I'm not going through that and freak out and lose hope, lose faith, right? Now is the time when you got to say, okay, I don't care what this looks like. I know that my prize is on the other side of this, and I just have to keep moving. That is the only way that I will be able to get to where I'm supposed to be spiritually, physically, financially, socially, mentally, physically, wherever it is, whatever that goal is. The only way to the other side is through. Ironically, for New Year's Eve, I went to a service and the preacher said the same thing. And I just looked and smiled and I said, see, this is when I get excited about spirituality, because spirituality is spiritual on all planes, no matter what you believe in. The same message is going to get to you no matter what and how you do it. And so the message for this time is to stay strong in your faith. Stay strong in that thing that you know and want to happen for you, because Spirit is saying you have to go through it. The next card, and these are my healing oracle cards if you're just joining, is Opal. Let yourself sparkle and shine. You are guided to be bold and show your bigger than life side to the world. So, for some of us, we've been showing ourselves to the world. However, we've been showing ourselves to be smaller than what we actually are. And now, Spirit is saying, no longer, I don't need you to play small anymore. Go big or go home. And I kept hearing, I actually have heard that several times during this reading already. Go big or go home. And it's not the go home as in give up. It's the go home and start over. Go home to get ready to start over, because you know you didn't do as big as you want. um I don't know if anybody's in Texas or who will be joining from Texas, but I heard plain as day just now, um we do everything big in Texas, and I immediately saw the woman's hair with the hat. Like, so if you in Texas, you already know that your motto is to go big. Or if you're from Texas, you already know that your motto is to go big. And Spirit is saying, go big. Go big with everything. I don't care if the people say that you're extra. They say it's extra because they don't understand where you're about to go. But by you going extra, it's going to catch the eye of the person who is going to give you the resource that you've been looking for. What's going to give you the answer, because they recognize that, oh, you're doing bigger than what I expected. So oh, okay. I think I like this person. We were going to go with this person, but this person is catching my eye, and I'm looking at the room and the crowd is paying more attention over here than over here. So we need to go this direction. And they choose you, right? Next is Larimar. Sensitive emotions. Times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. And we've already seen that already, whereas with the stress reduction. So here it is. It doesn't matter how sensitive you are. And I'm actually getting more of a sensitive spirit. So for some of you, your spirit is getting more sensitive, and you're starting to awaken to certain things. You're starting to have new experiences, and it's kind of got you on the shaky road a little bit. Um, and Spirit is saying right now, do the self care as normal. Continue to embrace what is happening for you and be gentle with yourself. Um, the analogy or the example that I would give is when, so I love The Flash. That's one of my favorite. Uh, uh, if you remember in the story, in the series of The Flash, when he first got his superpower, he had to learn how to control it, right? And so he would beat himself up because he's just like, I got this superpower, but I don't know how to control it. I don't know how to contain it. And or tame it rather, not really contain it, but tame it. And so, and in the Arrow was the same thing, right? Because they did the cross production. But anyway, Spirit is saying, be kind and gentle to yourself, because in this season, you're going to learn how to control it. You're going to know how to tame it. You're going to know how to use it appropriately. If it's something that you just started, don't worry. We all have a season of growth, and this is your season of growth. So just it doesn't matter if you're sensitive right now. It's because it's new. Don't get frustrated with yourself. Just embrace and love yourself. The next, apophyllite. And I just heard prophecy. Um, and so it reads, increased support. Your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to an abundance of help and opportunities. So you've already set forth in action some things where now you're going to start to receive the help that you've been praying for and asking for. So again, so let's say you're someone who's saying, I want to start this business, but I need the finances. Because you've been doing the necessary things to set yourself up, Spirit is saying now is the time that you're going to actually start to receive those resources. Now is the time that as you continue to walk through the smoke, although it's shady and gray and you don't know what's on the other side, as you continue to walk through the smoke, through the mist, through the darkness, you're going to start to meet people that's looking for something meaningful to pour into. And it's like, I don't know if you all understand how proposals are, but when you write a great proposal and people see that it's a great proposal, they want to have first dibs in it. So they will tell you, I want to invest in you. I want to invest in this thing simply because I see that it is a good idea and it is a great investment. And they may talk to you about what could be a return of investment is for them, but in the overall scheme of things, it's a great thing for you because that may be the only thing that you was missing to actually get it off the ground. And with you getting it off the ground, now you're going to have that much more exposure. You're going to have a lot more people coming towards you. And now you're going to have a consistent and constant flow of monetary assets that's going to continue to allow you to do this work. And remember, where's the thing? This right here. Allowing yourself to be bigger and better than before. And don't be surprised. Oh, yeah, this is the card. Because I wanted to show on the watermelon tourmaline, if you look closely, it's like a little girl that grows up to be a woman. And so that's where you are. It's like now is the time when you relieve the stress and do what you need to do and set forth yourself right. Now is the time where if you are getting bigger, people are going to start to notice you even more. And because you have the help, sometimes the people are not going to notice you, but they're going to notice who's beside you, who's pouring into you, who is investing their time and resources into you. Because once they see that person, then they're going to look at you and say, okay, now I want to know, why is this person investing in this person? because that lets me know I need to pay attention to this person. I need to maybe invest in this person. I need to be connected to this person because they have something great, because I know that this person does not give their resources willingly to just anybody. And that's another reason why we always talk about be careful who you are connected to, be careful who you are aligning yourself with, and do. And in my other space, I always say read and learn for yourself. Don't just take people's words for gospel. You have to literally understand what it is that you're reading, what it is that's happening. Um, that's why if it's something that's out of my scope of work, I will consult a friend, right? That's why you always go to the experts on things, because your mind may think one way, but the actual reading of this chart document appears differently to the person who knows how to read it. That's why we have doctors, right? Doctor, I got XYZ going on. I don't know what's going on. And the doctor is like, oh, okay, it's no problem. That's no biggie. You like, it's no problem. It's no biggie, but I got this going. You just have a UTI. You just have a slight infection that can be, capped with the pill, a 7-day pill, or drink some this juice and prop your feet up, and in 3 days it'll go away. And to us, it's a big problem, but to them, they're like, oh, baby, that's something that I could put a band-aid on. You're fine. And so, and then the things that we take for minor, it's like, oh, doctor, my back was just hurting, but that was all. And then the doctor's like, no, 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 we need to rush you into surgery now. It's that thing. It's like, because we are not experts, we don't know how to read it, right? We don't know how to understand what is happening. But for those of us that are professionals, I was going another direction. My mouth changed that. That are professionals, we will understand how to read it. We will understand what we're looking for, what we're looking at, how to diagnose it, what is the, as they say, well, I already said diagnose, diagnosis, but what is the proper medication and tools and um, medicinal resources to use for this thing. And I'm just using medicine as an example, but it can be anything, right? This can be pertaining to any portion of your life. So maybe you have to go see a life coach, right? That just came to me. Maybe it is you have to go see a couples therapist, right? Maybe it is you have to go see a personal trainer for something that you want done. It's fine, because that person has been trained to look for something that you are not looking for, or understand what to look for. And even so, even say that you still don't know the proper techniques to how to do it in a way that is conducive to your body frame and your mindset. So just want to say that. Thank you for everyone that just joined in as well. And this is still the very beginning of this reading. There's still more to come. The last healing card that we have been working on to get us to this point is busy times and multitasking. And the card is calcite. It says, take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being busy. So now understand that we already talked about quieting your schedule. We've already talked, this card already said quiet down your schedule. Now, this card is now saying, I want you to take a deep dive into understanding why you are so busy. What is it that you have been running from? Remember again, now is the time to not freeze when you see the smoke and the mist and the darkness. Now is the time to continue to walk forward. What is it about what keeps coming up in your life that you refuse to address? Spirit is saying right now is the time for you to address it. No longer is the time to continue to ignore it, because where you are about to go in this next season, it's imperative. Hey sis, that's what I'm here for. It's imperative that you understand that you must now assess what is the real reason why I'm not taking that leap of faith. What is the real reason that every time I have faith to do a thing that I stop it? What is going on in my life that is causing me to pause everything? And now I'm 2 years in and I still haven't gotten this project done. Understand what is it that is blocking you. And I'm even talking to myself because I've actually written 2 books and I just need to get it published. Actually, I already know what my holdup is, but it won't be, because by the end of this year, they will be published. I'm speaking that now. So now we're going to get into the other cards to understand what it is that we are disrupting, why we went through all of that healing. And if you're just coming in, please watch the beginning to see the other healing cards, because there were a total of 7 cards on things that we have healed, and now we are disrupting a system. Now we're going to get into what is the system that we are disrupting, okay? That is going to propel us in our future. And if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I don't mind discussing. And it may come out. I've already heard that I've answered a few of your questions or confirmed a few things for a few folk. So, okay, Spirit is saying one more card. Okay, it's this one. All right. So the first card that came out is the Queen of Swords. Strategy. Protecting. Making sure you're protecting the bag here. It's a cup, actually. And if you understand cups, it's understanding how to protect your happiness, how to protect your peace, understanding that I'm not going to just move forward without thinking about it first. It's that type of energy. And now, mind you, I said that we're walking in the darkness. So for that, it's not that you don't have to think about that you continue to do. It is once you get to your destination, I actually just heard your point of destination. That's when you're going to finally see all the puzzle pieces for what it is. And you now have to strategically think, how are you going to execute it? Because now is the time where you have to dive into your wisdom, your knowledge, and your understanding of the entire picture. Now is the time to set forth your foot, to understand that there's certain movements that I have to make that I couldn't make last season. There's certain people that I can now connect with that I couldn't last season. The people who needed to see me last season couldn't see me because I was hidden. Now I'm out and bright. I'm what was the card? Be bold. Opal. Now is the time where I can be bold and be myself. That was the first card that came out, being yourself. Once I find it. There we go. Your natural beauty and authenticity. Here it is. Now is the time that I can show all of my naturalness and people will see me and they're going to be attracted to me. But now I must also understand who I'm talking to, why I'm talking to them, and where am I talking to them? Is now the appropriate time to talk to them about this thing, or let's set up a meeting, right? The next card is the Queen of Wands. passionate? Are you now going to follow your passions with joy? And it's I'm also seeing that faith card again. Am I now understanding that, hey, my passions are here, and in order for me to continue with my passions, I also have to understand that I have to keep the faith. I have to understand that, I have to call that thing to me, but I have to also understand that as I'm calling that thing to me, I must continue to have faith that it will work out in my favor. And then the Knight of Wands. This one I always say is my card where you are walking to the beat of your own drum. Again, this is how you are being authentic, because as you're walking in faith, you have to understand that the only way that this thing will work is if I continue to walk in my authenticity, if I continue to walk to the beat of my own drum, because the beat of my own drum is the frequency that I need to be walking into. It is the time and space and area of how and when I need to walk. Anything other than how I'm walking will be a disruption to myself and not a disruption to the things that I have known before. Seven of Swords, secrecy, right? There are some times when you're going to have to be quiet. You can't tell everybody anything. And this is nothing new, but this is what it's giving me. I'm getting, it's a time where you're going to have to do some things late at night, out the way, keeping your mouth closed, making sure people don't see you. And when I say making sure people don't see you, meaning, oh, well, I'm about to go to the recording studio and lay down some tracks. And now people got 50 million questions as to why you going to the studio and recording some tracks. What are you doing now? It's none of their business what you're doing. You just have to go do it. And as you're doing it in secrecy, you see how the sun is as bright as the sun in this card. That's how spirit is going to be lighting up your path as you're moving in secrecy. Because there are some things, and I just heard, what's done in the dark must come to light. Right. So as you are doing these things in the darkness, eventually it will come to light. Why? Because it'll be time for it to be revealed. It'll be time for it to come to light. And when it comes to light, Three of Pentacles, it's going to be halfway done. And people are going to wonder, how in the world have you been working on this thing? And it's because you've had private investors, because spirit has been sending you people, because you have been working faithfully and receiving all of the resources that spirit has been working with you on and with. And it's going to be, I'm hearing the scripture, God prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. I keep hearing that over the last, 3-4 weeks now. I've heard that scripture as I've done these readings. And it's that essence of people are not going to know how you got to where you are going. They just know that, okay, last month you had no pot to piss in and no window to throw it out of. Now you have multiple pots and several windows to throw your piss out of. Like, what's happening? What's going on? What did you do? What changed? And they don't need to know. They just need to understand that you're blessed now. They just need to know that I just saw the other card and I heard balance, that you're balanced enough now that you understand and you have the faith that you are making the right decisions, that you no longer leave their input. Because a lot of times people feel like, oh, well, if I don't help this person out, they're never going to get it done. They're not going to do it the right way. And spirit is saying, no, you have to get to the point where you can trust yourself. You have to understand that you honestly know what's best for you and nobody else, because they don't know the walk like you know your walk. They don't know what you have to go through. They don't know the things that you have to face. And again, who is the expert in your life? You. And we just talked about what an expert does. You are the expert in your life. You know what works, what will not work, how to do it, how not to do it, who should come in at what time, and who should not come in at what time, right? You already understand the map of your playing field. So now I can get to the next card because it's the Two of Pentacles. You already know how to balance your life in a way that you know what to do, when to do, and how to do it. You already know who to cut off and when to cut them off. It's like you already know. And it's like, for the first time, this is the first time I got this card where it's like there's an easiness. And what I'm hearing is that there's an equal balance between the physical realm and the spiritual realm when it comes to your choices. Now when you're having to make a decision, it's not going to be as hard because you're, again, when you get through the clouds, you're going to already see the pieces. And it's like, oh, okay, so now I know what I need to do in this season. I'm going to pause here because I need to introduce this card because it's imperative. Now is the time that you can take charge with this Emperor card. And you see what he has in his hand? A chess piece, right? And it is the Queen, right? The Queen can move any way that she needs to. The Queen is the most powerful piece on the board. This is your game of chess. This is your season to move how you need to, when you need to, and to take charge of the situation, because you're balanced enough to understand that when I make a decision, it is in and for my best interest. I no longer have to really consult anybody else if they're not getting it. The only person I need to consult is God, is Spirit, because God will reveal to me when I need to execute, when I need to hold back. And it's all going to be here from the heart space. It's going to be in my heart space. Why? Because I've been resting, because I've been resetting my mind, because I have been doing the necessary things to get my schedule together to say, hey, I'm with you for only another 30 minutes. And once that 31 mark hit, just understand that I'm packing my things and I'm leaving, because I have set strong boundaries for my life. And when you are able to execute in that way, people have to respect you, and it's going to cause a tower moment for other people, because again, people have expectations for how we normally have done things in the past. They have expectations for how we are to move, to talk, to dress, and now you're going to start doing things differently. Remember that the Opal card said go big or go home, right? It says go beyond, shine that bright light of yours that you've been containing and making small for so many people. Now it's the time to take the lid off, break the jar, and say, I'm going all out, baby. I I don't know if you all remember or are old enough to remember Chris Farley in Saturday Night Live, when he was supposed to be like a Playboy, not Playboy. What is, I forgot the dancers. Anyway, he was like a male, supposed to be like a male stripper, and he had the tuxedo things on. He had his necktie on. And he had his black pants, and he came out with his chest. And if anybody knows, he is or was a very large man, and he was out there just shaking and dancing. It's like, hey, you gonna get all of this? You gonna see all of this? And it's like people laugh, and it's just like, oh my God, this man just literally got on live TV with no shirt on, and it's just letting it all hang out and move. And Spirit is like, now is the time I need you to let it all hang out and show people what they have been trying to contain. Show the world what I have put in you. Show the world your gifts and your talents and the things, the books I'm hearing, the books, the contracts, the music, the songs, the art, the policies. So I don't know if some of you work in policies or in politics, but I'm even hearing, show them the work that you have been doing behind closed doors, because for some of us, we have already been doing the work for years, and we're just been like, okay, so when do I give this into the hands of the person that need to read it? When do I publish this manuscript? When do I, show these notes that I've been taking for this politician to get this law and this bill into effect? And it's like, now you'll be able to do it because once you start to shine your light, people are going to take interest and they're going to want to see what more do you have for us? What more are you going to give to the world? How much more? What is another legacy? That's what I'm hearing that you're going to leave behind and to give to the world. And it's because that you're shining your light so bright now, you're not containing it anymore. That now people have no choice but to see what you are offering. They have no choice but to recognize how powerful, how gifted, how great and talented you are. I'm even hearing for some people, they didn't hear before how eloquently you were speaking. They disregarded you and they acted like they couldn't understand you. But now they're going to see that you actually speak eloquently enough that they have to pay attention, because now the big person, the overall person, is now paying attention, because that person is now saying, I've never had someone to employ my intention the way that you have because of how and the way that you are speaking. And we like to say that there are a lot of leaders, but we know that there's just enough followers. Well, not just enough, but there's a lot of followers too, because we do know that people follow the crowd. And when that main person turns and look at you, now they all have to look at you. And again, I'm seeing this table in the presence of your enemies. Because for some people, I feel like this is something that's happening on your job. So maybe you didn't leave your job, but you were thinking about it. But now there's about to be some tables turned where the head man or the head woman has to look at you because they need some input from you. And when they turn to look at you, they're going to look at the other people as if to say, where has this person been? We needed this person 6 years ago. Why am I just now understanding that this person exists in our office? And you get raised up to a position above them, right? Above the council. That's what I heard, above the council of this person, because this person goes to them for counsel and they're like, wait. I'm seeing this bright light. I'm hearing this louder noise over here. Let me check this out. And it's you. The last card that came out is the Magician card. Manifestation. So because we are about to manifest some things, again, I said, I'm still seeing the Tower card. It's going to cause a disruption in people's programs because it's not going to be the same program that they're used to. The same program that came on at 8:22 a.m. Every morning is now going to be changed to something else. And they have no choice but to tune in because they got to see, okay, well, what is this show about? What is this program about? Why is it attracting? Why is there so much talk about it? Why is this show getting so much attention? And now they have no choice because people want to be in the know. And when people want to be in the know, they're going to look and pay attention to what they have not before. And so I was just even thinking about how I started watching The Equalizer, the television show, right? And I got busy with work, so I stopped. So I just caught up on the show, and now I'm like, and as I was thinking that, I was getting the revelation that for some of you, some people are not going to, during the season that you were working, right, that you was doing all the work and you was feeling like nobody saw you. Now there's going to be certain people that's going to finally listen and hear what people were saying about you all along. And now when they start to see it, they're going to say, oh, wait, that's what that person was given. This is what this show is about. Okay, now I need to see what happens next. And if the show is canceled, okay, now I need to know what other production is this actor in or this actress is in, because I want to see more of their work. Now they're going to start to seek you out and find you. And when they find you, then it's when they're going to open up you manifesting the dreams and the desires of your heart for work, your personal life, what have you. Now is the time people are going to start saying, okay, I need you. I understand. Like, listen, forgive me for missing this when the time um when you were doing it in real time. I caught it on the other end, and I want to make sure that you know that I see you now, and I want to invest in you. Right? So it's like you have to understand that when people don't notice you at first, it's because again you've contained your light so small. It's and if you watched earlier, I had to move my light because it was like this. It was behind me. And now you see how dark it is. But when I moved the light up, it illuminated my face. Well, only half my face, but still it made it brought more light, right? That is how the your light has got to shine. Your light has got to shine, and it's going to shine light in darkened areas. And I'm also woo, I'm kind of talking to myself a little bit too, but it's also showing the areas of trouble that you've had when you've had people to get on your nerves, and you just been like, child, I wish they would just leave me alone. I'm not really doing anything. Like, they just keep coming for me. Now is the time that when as your light is shining, it's going to shine a light on those people that's been antagonizing you. It's going to shine a light on those people that have been saying, false things about you, because now everybody's going to say, okay, what you're saying about this person, I'm not saying. I'm not witness. I have not witnessed yet. And I've even reviewed the tapes, and I haven't seen anything remotely close to as what you were saying. Hey, Bree, thank you for tuning in. But and up Soror, I see you. Yeah, I get excited when my people come in. I really do. I really do. So thank you so much for coming in. But yeah, it's as you continue to manifest in this season, as you continue to shine your light, people have no choice but to pay attention to you now. People have no choice but to finalize their plans. But when they thank you. But as they're finalizing their plans, now they have to include you. Why? Because the head person saw you and said, I want this person at my retreat. I want this person to sit at the table next to me. I want this person to be at all of our consultation, cannot talk right now, consultation meetings, because I see the value of their mind and how they think and how they strategize, and their input is going to be valuable to the people that we're connecting to and connecting with. So as again, if you're just coming in, please rewatch this video, please. And please follow my other page on Instagram if you're watching from Instagram, healing_room_underscore tarot, so you can get to my YouTube page to watch this. But in the beginning, we looked at what we have been healing over the last few years and months to get us to the place where we're now becoming a disruption to the parameters that have been placed around us. So everything, all the hiccups and things that you have been thinking that you have had, they were for a reason, and now you'll start to understand what those reasons are. Now you start to understand, okay, I was blocked from this opportunity because I had an even better opportunity waiting for me. And once you get that opportunity again, shine your light. Bree, it's funny that you're on right now, because I was thinking about our play. Bree and I had a chance to be a part of a stage production, and it was amazing. And I began to think about the character that I played, and we long story short, we had to end up making several characters meshed into one. But I began to think about my character Benny. Okay, it was a time. But Benny, the character of Benny started out as a young man who was gay and in college, and his girl. Oh my gosh, I forgot your character's name, but me and Bree was besties. Okay, in the play, we were besties. Like you saw her, you saw Benny. You saw Benny, you saw her, right? But there was a young man that had a pregnancy scare, and the young man was Benny's roommate who was straight. And Benny had this conversation with the young man about being a father. And the guy's like, how do you know about being a father? You're gay. And he was like, that's right. It was like Shantae. It sure was. Um, but Benny says, although I'm gay now, I haven't always been gay. I did used to like women at one point, and I had a son before I found myself, and I take care of my son. And I want to say that Shantae was the baby's mother, I believe, because I remember a portion of the play was Benny was going to spoil this little boy, spoil this child. But I'm saying that because we, although the person presents themselves as they are now, we don't know the life story that we had before we got to this place. So a lot of people are not going to understand that you have had to go through pain and hell and turmoil and tears and sleepless nights and stress, which again was the reason why Spirit said to rest and rejuvenate, because we've been through so much stressful times, and people don't see that, but they'll see how we went from the poorhouse to the White House, as the saying goes, right? But they don't understand that to even get to that point, we were being crushed and bruised. We were being burned to become this beautiful diamond. And if you know anything about a diamond is really hard to destroy, because once it's gone through the process, it becomes brighter. It becomes that shiny object that we all love to see, right? It becomes that expensive thing. So we've been going through all of these things, and now uh, I'm starting to laugh because I'm hearing a friend of mine who always say, the price of has gone up, and so and it's like he's like, every time I get a degree under my belt, every time I get a certification, if you want me in your presence, just understand it's going to cost you a little more than it did before. And that's the same energy that we are in. People are now going to have to pay us for who we are authentically. And it's no more that. So for North Carolina, for years, the minimum wage was $7.50. So the people say no more. We got bills to pay. We got children to feed. We got a home to take care of, and I'm working two jobs and I'm getting paid $7.50 from both jobs. Uh-uh. And spending 60 hours a week. Something's got to give. And so then they increased the pay rate, right? And even nationally, they talked about how everything went up in society except for the pay rate. But now people are saying, if you want me to work in your establishment and wear your logo across my heart, baby, you're going to have to pay me. And so now it's a time where you can say, oh, this is what you want from me? Okay. Well, I don't believe in doing extra work for free. So if you want me to do that, you have to pay me my worth. Right now you're starting to notice and recognize that all the programs that I've been building for you are now starting to have that residual effect that you didn't think would happen. Now you want me to design more programs. Well, I'm going to need a little bit more money, or I'm going to walk away because now I know my value and I know my worth. Now I know what it is that I bring to the table. And I can show forth to the next person, hey, I've developed this program and this program and this program. And you see, these are the numbers. We started from here and now we're here. I can do the same for your company. How is it that you want me to do it? How do you want me to deliver it? Oh, well, we'll pay you this. Oh, okay, well, you saying this, they were already paying me that. And this company, I have an interview with them tomorrow. Oh, well, we want you. Oh, okay, well, what are we going to do? Is this price going to increase? Is this price now going to meet my standards? Because now, again, I know who I am now. And it's not you being arrogant, because I just heard this. I just heard somebody say, like, oh, but that's being arrogant. No, 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 no. That's a boundary. We have to understand that like our financial requests are boundaries, because either they're going to go meet us at what we're asking for, or they're going to try to lowball us, right? And we can't accept a lowball in this season. Will a princess be found working for at a 9 to 5, or a prince? No. Coming to America, my son works. Exactly. They don't work. They receive. They declare and make things happen and receive. So in this time, you have to declare what you want in a way that the emperor, like I said earlier, the emperor commands things in a strategic way, but you have to declare it how you want it, when you want it, and how it should be dressed. And it may not oftentimes come in the same package, right? But you're going to get what you're asking for in this season, right? Because now you see the whole picture for what it is. And when you do that, you start to understand that, okay, this thing that I have been holding out on is the very thing that's going to push me to my goals and dreams. Now I'm going to start to get everything that I've been praying for and hoping for, because I believe that when I go to the table, and I believe and have faith that when I go to the table and talk about what I need, because I know the plans that I have for myself. And if this person can't match it, then baby, that means that they're not for me. The place I'm at, if they can't match it, then they're no longer the place for me. That means that God is setting up something for me, just for me. Yes, I'm getting the box, just for me. And as I go get this thing that's set just for me, it's going to be above and beyond everything else that people try to give me. It's going to be above and beyond the things that people try, that parameter that they set for me. It's going to be outside of the lines. And it's going to be something that I've been wanting and waiting for. So thank you all for tuning in. Again, if you just tuned in, please go check out the beginning of this video. Please go check it out, because it's helpful. It's helped me out just delivering it. And so I want you all to get what you have. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. I didn't do that. See, 2 of Swords. You're no longer going to be blind to what's happening. You're no longer going to be in this energy. So think about what it is that you've been healing from. And then when you get to the other side, if you haven't already, through the smoke and the darkness, think about all the puzzle pieces that lay before you and execute the plan how it's supposed to be. The last announcement again, please go find my Healing Room Tarot page, healing_room_tarot page. And there you can find this video on YouTube. So if you would like to share this with a friend, or rewatch it, if you don't want to watch it on Instagram, please go find that page. In fact, I'm going to pin it for those of you that are watching me on Instagram right now. And then also, I'm running a special right now because I do personal readings. Um, it is a it is a fundraiser that I'm doing for a friend of mine who has cancer. I asked her if I could host a fundraiser in her honor, and she said yes. So my fundraiser is for $6. I will give you a reading, no matter how long it is. I can tell you now that I don't give short readings. So if it's 30 minutes, if it's an hour, if it's 20 minutes, if it's 15 minutes, I'm going to give it to you for $6. And it is for my friend who has cancer. All of the proceeds, not some, not a portion, all of the proceeds that I get for and from these readings will go to her. And it will go to my I'll call it my healing room tribe, right? Um, thank you, Spirit. Spirit just said to me, um, I'm on the Healing Room Tarot channel doing readings to help heal someone. Um, so definitely. Oh, so once you go, thank you. So I didn't tell how you sign up. So if you go to my Healing Room Tarot page on Instagram, what you will do is you can inbox me there and leave me your contact, either your number or your email address, however you want me to contact you, and I will text and or email you to set up a time when we can meet. And from there, you'll also receive my Cash App because I'm receiving it. I'll receive it through Cash App. But if you have Apple Pay, I take Apple Pay as well. So if you're leaving me your number, I can take it through Apple Pay. And again, all proceeds will go towards her health. Yeah. And feel free to ask me questions. When I first started out, I used to tell people, hey, don't ask me any questions. Just let me be in your presence and I'll give you what spirit is giving. And so if you want that as well, I can do that for you as well. So this is starting right now for the whole month of, I was about to say October. What is going on? For the whole month of January until February is when I am doing this fundraiser. So please share this out to other people that you know as well. If they want to get a reading, again, it's only $6. And I will share how much we have raised collectively in a post on my Healing Room Tarot channel. I probably would do it here more than likely as well because most of you all are seeing me on this channel. And the reason why I have not, because I had one person to ask me, well, why haven't you done any readings live on that channel? Is because until I get enough followers, I can't do any type of videos and connecting with people until that happens. So I'm trying to build up my page. So feel free to share that page as well. And I am working on getting more content on that page. And follow, also look for it for tomorrow night. On Mondays, I do what I call a spiritual progress report to see where we are spiritually and to see how we are to move. We kind of got a spiritual progress report tonight, but I'm going to do one specifically for each sign starting tomorrow. So you can specifically see what is happening for your sign. Also, if there's any more questions, please feel free to ask. And if you're watching me on YouTube, I will go ahead and show you my Cash App so that if you would like to do it that way. And on my Cash App, in this section, you can leave me your number or email address, and I will again contact you that way. Okay. Not seeing any questions or anything else. But again, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for trusting in me. Oh, okay. So I heard, what time do you start? So typically for those readings, if I do a collective reading, I do around 8 o'clock on Mondays, around 8 o'clock. But tomorrow I'm actually going to start earlier. So, and I'm going to do the signs in order. So I will start off with Aries and go all the way to Pisces. So, if you don't catch me live, you will be able to catch the video on YouTube. And I have a special presentation for February. I can't wait to share. You are welcome. You are very welcome. And I'm just waiting for any other questions or any other thoughts or things. And when we have our private messages as well, you can feel free to inbox me some thoughts. Um, and I will say that because I am working on a lot of things this year, there's going to be some big things that I'm doing. Um, I had first and foremost, I had to be the partaker of my own advice, right? Of the things that come to me for you all. I have to be the first partaker in some of the things. Um, and so today has been a planning day for me for something that I'm going to host in October. So if you would like to meet me in person or see me in person or what have you, just understand that I will start to share those things out. Hopefully by July I can start sending invitations out and things like of that nature. Um, I'm one that like to go big, right? That's what the reading said, go big or go home, right? I'm going big. I'm going all out with this thing. And I really do know and truly hope that people have a good time when they come because it's going to be an amazing event. But if there are not any other questions, again, thank you all for tuning in. Sending you so much love and light out there in the world. And I will see you later. All right. Have a good night.